Hello Internet, welcome back to our Magiclysm series. We're on episode 77 and man, this series just will not die, huh? We're to the point in the game where like I start to get really bored. You know, we have the forge, we have the welding rig, we have a vehicle that has pretty much all the utility we would ever need, and I'm just getting bored. I'm just starting to get bored. You know, another thing I realized, I don't think we ever put the headlights. Yeah, we don't have headlights. Why don't we, before we head out here, so what we're going to be doing, we're going to be leaving this area. We never put a ram on our car, which seems like something we should do. There is a military vehicle over here. I just saw it in our old footage that has a plow on it and is at least heavy-duty frames, has some kind of plow on it. So I thought we would go over there and harvest some things, and then we're going to be moving on. We're going to be making our way to this big town over here, but on the way we'll probably stop and loot Pownell over here. It's probably going to be a very small town. Just looking at this, I'm guessing probably like 8 houses and maybe 1 shop in this little town. So thought we would do that. So why don't we, where would we have stored our headlights? In these rear is where these rear tiles is where we put things. Headlights, actually I don't want the headlights, I want the floodlights. Yes, beautiful. We'll take the fully repaired ones. How many do we really need? I don't think we need very many at all. Why don't we install it in the center tile just to see how much area they actually illuminate. Why don't we turn on our cranial flashlight and we will install this here. Fair warning today, hard time waking up today, and it's definitely going to take me a few episodes to fully regain consciousness, fully get my faculties about me. Let's turn on our dome lights. No. What lights are these? Overhead lights? Okay. Did that also illuminate the interior of our vehicle? Stop driving. Let's close this. Close everything. Okay, so it doesn't... It just illuminates outside. I thought it also turned on our aisle light, which we don't want because we aren't using the aisle light. Anyway, the floodlight looks fantastic. I may even put one on the rear of the vehicle as well. I mean, it pretty well illuminates the entire... Oh, it's illuminating... It's coming all the way through our vehicle and out the rear. So these other tiles are not lit up. I was thinking we'd put one on the rear, but until we would make like cameras and things, there's really no need for us to have a light in the rear because we can't actually see out the rear anyway. We have a freezer full of meat. We're very thirsty. That's okay. We'll deal with that when we get to town. We're going to head to town and we're going to see about looking at that military vehicle, getting some armor off of it, or at least getting the ram off of its front. So, yep, going to be doing that. Yeah, just struggling to wake up a little bit. You're a Krek. I don't want to hit you, but I will hit you if I have to. Struggling to wake up. You know, I take some pretty heavy medication when I sleep, and it often puts me out pretty hard. And yeah, today's just one of those days. You know, it was warm in the house. They have the heat on, and it just took it out of me. I didn't sleep super well. I'm a little dehydrated. You know how that is. And I'm just struggling to be fully conscious, I guess. And it's one of those things where kind of need to record today. You know, I've been recording a lot of Resident Evil, which took up more of my time than I probably should have let it. I probably should have devoted time to Cataclysm earlier in the week so I wouldn't have to record today. But I wanted to, you know, today was a big day. I wanted to wake up and record 5 to 6 episodes of Cataclysm, and then an additional, I wanted to record an additional episode of the experimental Cataclysm, because I thought, why not? You know, I haven't recorded one in about 2 weeks. New stuff comes to Cataclysm every single day. Thin smoke. No, that's just from our engine, I guess. Wait, why are we producing smoke? Is it defaulting to the gas motor? I don't want it to default to the gas motor. How do we do this? Swap engines? Control multiple, no, that's the wrong thing. Control individual vehicles. Yeah, we don't need the V8 engine. I just put that in here for when we get so much weight that the electric engine can no longer move the vehicle. And we're going to keep an eye out for an enhanced electric engine as well, but I don't think we're really going to find one. So let's take a look at this. Military composite plating, and oh, they're just frames. They're not actually a RAM. That's okay. We're going to harvest a ton of this military composite plating and start applying that to our vehicle, because those are pretty valuable items. How do we... First of all, we can't see, so let's turn on our aisle lights. Where did we put our perishable beverages? Right here. Okay, good. So let's drink some, I guess we have a crap ton of cranberry juice, so we'll drink some cranberry juice to alleviate our thirst. And we are engorged, which is not optimal, but that's okay. Turn off aisle lights. You know, I say optimal entirely too much in these episodes. There are a couple things that I say over and over in episodes. One is optimal. One is unfortunate. Those are two things I say probably the most that's not true. I probably say the most. It's something I would like to work on, but then I never think about. And it's just such a natural rhythm to my speech where I just say to kind of fill time, in between thoughts. So, not great. I also say a lot, which is not, I was going to say not optimal, but I shouldn't say optimal, but okay. Yeah, so we're going to pull this military composite plating. We want to armor our vehicle a little bit. At the very least, we want to put a RAM on the front of it, because we're getting to the point where we're exploring new towns. There are going to be opportunities where, there are going to be moments where we have to bump vehicles out of the way. There are going to be times when we're going to use our vehicle to knock down zombies and run over zombies. And that kind of stuff really can take a toll on your vehicle, which, is not good, because we don't want to have a bunch of things damage our vehicle. We did also talk about putting a second set of tires on our vehicle, and since we found a military vehicle, it will have wider tires, which might be valuable. There's some military composite armor. It looks like the front and rear were armored, but the middle section was not. I asked on the Discord if there are like super reinforced doors or anything, and people said no, not really. It's just some of the doors are more sturdy than others. I really don't know which ones are the best. So can't do anything about the doors on our vehicle. And again, I don't think the stow boards are particularly durable, which is worrisome, but I don't think it's to the point where we need to really worry about it. So do we want these armored wheels? I kind of think we do, but they look damaged. Are they all damaged? Of course, we've talked about this many times before. For some reason in Cataclysm, when a vehicle is generated with broken wheels, they almost always are all broken. All four are damaged. Never understood that. Never will understand that, because it doesn't make sense. And I'm not a fan of that. So do we want to continue vehicle work? I guess we do, because it's still, we're not tired or anything. Why don't we pop in here? We will cook some meat. Because, do we have enough meat? Oh, good. We only have 6,000 meat. We're fine. Let's cook 4 meat. We used a hot plate. Kind of would like to boost our character back up to overweight so I can go back to eating some of our voluminous food instead of just eating just meat. We do want... It's going to be on the workbench. We do... Once summer comes, we're going to be wanting to gather up a lot of fruit, because fruit will give vitamins that the meat does not give. So if we look, how much meat do we have? I'm just curious about the actual number that fit in our freezer. 1, 8, 21, 138, 159. I can't do math. 200 and I don't know. Can't do math. 211. I don't know. 217. Don't judge me. So let's just start putting military composite armor. Let's pull it around front. I don't think it matters, but I like to be at the edge of the vehicle that we're actually working on. Why don't we start installing... We took all these frames off. I thought we replaced them with heavy-duty frames. I guess it's not a big deal. It's not optimal. Big surprise. We would like to have heavy-duty frames in the front end of our vehicle to help reinforce it against... more damage, but it's not something that is absolutely necessary. So we'll just put a composite ram on the front here. it's a little bit tricky. I know we can repair the RAM. I don't think we need anything special to repair it. But once the military composite starts taking a lot of damage to the point that it's broken, it becomes a real hassle because there aren't very many military vehicles out and about in the world. They are around, but it's not the most common thing to find. So it can be hard to, once something is damaged to the point beyond repair, it can be a little bit of a hassle to try and get your tiles sorted out. Can we install this when we're standing here? It doesn't look like it. So we'll come over here. No. That's the wrong menu. Examine vehicle. We'll install this RAM. And then I think we'll throw the armor on some valuable parts in the vehicle. Like we'll throw them on to the tiles that hold our engine. Like you would think only the exterior of our vehicle would be damaged, so we should install them in the exterior. And you're mostly right. But these things can take damage when you hit other things. I'm not really sure how damage is assigned to vehicle tiles. Because sometimes I'll be driving, you know, and after a couple days you'll stop and look at your vehicle and like this tile will be damaged right in the middle of the vehicle and you'll think, wow, how did this happen? Why did this happen? So I think, where's the engine? We'll put one on the engine space. The V8 engine is more valuable, I think, because it can produce more power, so we don't want to lose that engine. I mean, I don't know what else. I guess we do just armor the front end. I don't know where else we would put. Let's not overthink it. Let's just continue churning out vehicle stuff. We are very low on bionic power. We should eat something before we go to bed. We're going to be tired. Literally, as I said that, we became tired. Why don't we... it wouldn't let me armor that. Maybe we're out of... Oh, because it was using our bionics instead of the welding rig to install all that stuff. So that's not great. Let's go ahead and cook some more meat. Yeah, we're going to be eating a lot of meat. Why don't we cook some fish? We got some fish. We'll cook 3 fish. Use the hot plate. Just to shake things up. Get our character to eat something a little bit different. I really hate... Like, I know, you know, if you want to min-max, the best way to go is lots of meat, lots of fat, lots of... like, you can cook cattails into flour and stuff. Like, that's the min-max strat. But it's also not very satisfying to watch your character eat the same thing 50 days in a row, right? It's not very RP, it's not very realistic, and I don't like it. So, you know, I do like to shake things up. And we still have the flashlight on that whole time. Oh, and I turned on the torsion ratchet by mistake. Turn on the metabolic interchange. It's a pretty quick regain. Why don't we wait 5 minutes? I don't want to like go to sleep with the metabolic interchange on just because we don't want it to sap all of our calories. So we have a healthy pool of bionic energy, so we'll go ahead and turn off metabolic interchange. And then we will go to sleep for the night, I think is fine. Yes. Oh, you have trouble falling. Why? Why do I have trouble sleeping? It's a comfortable place to sleep. Stop trying to fall asleep and get up. Didn't we get a CBM that helps us sleep? What does this do? Implanted in your brain, turns on whenever you're trying to sleep, creating an artificial but effective sensation of fatigue. So it automatically turns on when I'm trying to sleep. So why can't I sleep? I'm tired and I have that CBM. Sleep. You start trying to fall asleep. You fall asleep. Okay. I mean, that was weird. There's also no message about turning on our soporific whatever. So I'm a bit perplexed by that. And we can't check that menu while we're sleeping. So, whatever. Okay. That's fine. Yep. I'm going to record an experimental Cataclysm video. I had intended to make a video specifically about the tile set issues we've been experiencing with the copyright problems and things. I never did make that video, and now that I was looking through the PRs and the changelog and stuff like that, there's some stuff I want to talk about that's like actual content, so probably still not going to make that video. Probably going to end up talking about, well, there's one thing in particular someone is making, I think it's Curse Twist, is trying to make set up houses so that they use nested chunks, and that's something I've always wanted to do. So if you don't know modding, and you probably don't, nested chunks are like a way to put random sections in a... So it's like, over here we have this building, right? And this building is completely generated. Somebody took the time to build everything. They put the doors everywhere they wanted doors, put the shelving, added items, and added monsters to this location. And that's great. That's how most things work. But, I have a dream about spiders, by the way. With a nested chunk, we could make this building, and then we could make a sub layout where inside here we can change the furniture independently of the main location. So every time you'd come into this building, this room would be slightly different, and this room would be slightly different, and this room. So every chunk that you set up would be slightly randomized, and that's so good. And it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, but I never really... Honestly, it's just kind of tedious to like line up the chunks. Always really gave me a hassle because I'm not good at reading coordinates very quickly and stuff like that. And I'm just not that good at Cataclysm modding, and I just don't have that much time. And so it's something that I always wanted to do but never actually did. And someone is doing it now, and it seems really awesome, and I'm super happy to see that. And I'm really kind of excited to talk about it because I think it's really, really good. I think that basically, once I learned what a nested chunk was, I basically felt like every location should be using nested chunks to give, that vague feeling of, randomization. Because oftentimes, like, how many times have we walked into a building and it's been the exact same, layout, the same furniture, the same... Like, we just saw in a previous episode that one house where the item groups aren't lined up right, so it generates the food and stuff in front of the cabinets instead of in the cabinet. And once you start to notice that kind of overlapping stuff, you kind of realize how much of Cataclysm is the same building. And so nested chunks add a little bit of a breath of fresh air to that. Why don't we're going to start eating some of our perishable food as well. I notice our pork sticks are going bad, which I think this is the food pile. So why don't we eat? We'll probably be engorged. We're okay. So let's open things up here and hit the road jack. And we're going to never come back. No more, no more, no more, no more. So we're going to throw these in the rear. I think we're okay for military whatever for the moment. Let's find... How voluminous is this? 36 pound. I don't care about poundage. So they're about 3 liters each. So what? 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have what? What is 9 times 3? 27? That's not much at all. So we just need a little bit of space. Okay, neither of those. Okay, none of these. What item group are you? 1 to the west. You're nothing. Okay, why don't we assign vehicle parts to this as well? Vehicle parts. Yes. And then we will, save that. And then we will throw these over here into this tile here. We'll move those. Great. Did we ever pick up our butcher rack? And I don't think we did. I think we left our butcher's rack at the farm. Great. So now we have to drive back out there. Awesome. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's turn off our aisle lights. We'll just drive through the field. It's easier than trying to navigate the town with the vehicles. Hopefully we can drive right over that. Yeah, we had a dream about spiders, which means couldn't handle the raspberry bush, huh? Oh, it vanished. Okay. I mean, that's weird. I guess we outright destroyed it. We also damaged the rock. What am I hitting? It hits a shrub? Are you serious? I mean, come on. It's a shrub. I'm getting real tired of that. I know we talk about that every time it happens, but like, why can't my vehicle drive over a shrub? It hurts me. Another thing, I would like to start reducing the amount of time spent in these videos. The last couple of weeks I've been going with about 30 to 32 minute videos is generally where I've been landing. I kind of want to cut that back to around 25 minutes just because I would like to... it's just a little easier. I know YouTube prefers shorter videos. Where... Did we really not pack up our butcher stuff? Can't believe I left that behind. I thought I had taken care of everything. Oh, hello, giant web spider. I did not see you there. What am I wielding? Crowbar? That's not great. But you're not super scary. I don't even want to butcher you, honestly. Oh, I can't haul from there. I don't even want to butcher it because, like, we have so much meat already. I mean, I guess we did eat some of it. Well, let's go get our butchering materials, equipment before we actually try to butcher this thing. Yeah, they're still set up in there. We're not going to destroy the fence because we know that there are animals here, so we may come back in the future to deal with that. I don't know if we will or not, but, you know, why wouldn't you at least assume that you might? What is that? Yes? What is that white blob? I guess an organ of some sort. Butchery refuse and all that has gone bad. Yes, grab the butchering rack. Grab the tourist table. Yes. Pick up the tourist table. Really great foldable items that aren't that voluminous, aren't that big. I remember when those items were first added to the game, I seem to recall that they were very, very large and kind of hard to maneuver. So that was not great. Oh, we wanted to butcher this. I mean, do we? I don't think it matters. We're just going to drop. We really don't need them right this second. We have plenty of meat. Like we have weeks worth of meat. I don't think that it's a big deal. We'll just no. We'll drop them where we put the other floodlights. Was that this tile? Yes. So we'll keep all those materials together, and yeah, we're gonna head off towards the next town. Yeah, trying to shoot for like 25-minute videos, just because I'm not getting a lot of views. My videos don't really show up on the YouTube searches unless I specifically search for my name. Like if I search for, like this is episode 77 of Magiclysm, and if I go to Google or YouTube and I search Magiclysm Let's Play, you know, episode 77, this video will not pop up. And it's really kind of frustrating. I think it's because I'm not verified. I don't really know if that's the problem or not, but I'm not going to be verified anytime soon. I always said that I'm not going to give YouTube my personal information until I start a business. And I haven't started a business because I can't monetize yet. So, like, I did not really need to. But I'm starting to realize how much that negatively affects the channel. So that's not great. But I don't, you know, I don't want to talk about YouTube stuff too much. I don't think people really like that. It's just a little early for me, you know, first episode of the day. I don't have a lot of commentary going. I don't know what to talk about. My brain's not functioning. Haven't eaten yet. Been trying not to smoke, which is horrible as well because not smoking makes me so crazy. Migos slavers. Why are they just in a field? I thought oh, it's right there. It just didn't show up on the map. Why isn't it showing up on the map? It just says field. This is really, really bad. We're going to mark this as a note. Migo Tower. So if you don't know, we're just going to take a look at them. Migos got some, I guess, love lately. You'll see we have a Migos slaver. Alien creature of uncertain origin. Its shapeless pink body bears numerous sets of paired appendages of unknown function and a pair of ribbed, membranous wings which seem to be quite useless. Its odd, vaguely pyramid-shaped head bristles with numerous waving antennae, and simply gazing upon the unnatural beast fills you with primordial dread. It is carrying an oblong object that hums with an odd keening sound. So that's a gun. The Migos have guns. Oh, it's literally just the exact same description, but with the gun text. Okay. They have not spotted me, which is really, really good because they can really kill us. To my understanding, this gun, when it hits you, will deal just so much pain. It hits you with pain, and that can make your character borderline useless because pain, if you remember, pain reduces your stats, and once your stats reduces, your combat ability reduces, and your stamina starts to crap out on you. And so we want to stay as far away from them as possible. I'm a little startled because when they were implemented, there was definitely a map tile associated with that. Like it would pop up, like the F here pops up to show that there's a forest. It had a tile that would pop up and say, hey, there's a Migo encampment here. And apparently that doesn't exist anymore. And that's really bad because wandering onto them will absolutely end your game. I have heard people say like, oh, I've got power armor, I'm finally ready to take on the Migo Tower. and then they come back and they're like, man, I wish I hadn't gone in Amigo Tower. So like, I don't know how feasible it is to actually deal with them. We seem to have a body drop over here. So we are going to stop just to take a look at things. Maybe it was just killed zombies. I do see there's a cougar around this area. I don't think it will bother us, but let's get our machete out. And we're going to check the bodies. Okay, no corpses. Interesting. Just dirt, just clean clothes, which means these were not zombies. These were clean human corpses, but there are no corpses. They may have rotted. That may have been what it was. Grab the gold bracelet because it is made of gold. We see something dangerous to the north. Oh, hello, giant fly. I haven't seen one of you in a while. What's that yellow dot to our east? I mean, I guess I should use this menu. Giant fly, giant bee. Okay. I mean, I don't think the bees are hostile. Why don't we call the episode here? Just because, again, trying to keep things a little bit shorter to optimize for YouTube. So, for now, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I, of course, will be back with more Cataclysm every single day of the week. And I hope to see you in the next episode.